Well, this is Nigel Davies, then pre-sale at home. Nigel, is there a little bit more of a buzz around the place this week now that the game's, if you like, for real this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. The preparation has been good. We've built our intensity in the pre-season matches that we've had, and also throughout training. It's all been very well planned on the back of having a season with the team and knowing the strengths and weaknesses of the side, and based on our performances last year. So we've gradually built, and this week in some ways we're tapering in terms of the intensity of the rugby sessions, because on Saturday the guys will be at the fittest that they've been at any point in the pre-season, and we want to keep energy levels high so that we can put in a big performance.
And in terms of what tactically you'll look to do from last week, I mean, you said there were things to work on, but there were also things that were going well.
Yeah, there were. I'm obviously not going to say anything publicly, but there was enough in the game, for us to be comfortable that we're going in the right direction. But there was also plenty in there that we needed to work on, and we've been able to, praise the positives and be critical on some of the negative sides of things, which is a good place to be going into your first match.
First competitive team of the season you're picking. I suppose everyone wants to be in it. How difficult a job is it for you to pick that side? I suppose some areas almost pick themselves, others there's huge competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition in every position, and it's been one of the philosophies is to build that strength and depth, because you're not going to win any domestic title if you haven't got that strength and depth. Part of the process of doing that is to expose players to that level of rugby, and over time they will develop and evolve and become better rugby players as a result of that. We saw that with several players last year. If you think of people like Dan Robson, Corey Britton, the more rugby they played at that level, the better they became at it. So it's given us a lot more strength and depth now. It's always difficult picking the team. It's a major challenge, and selection is a big part of what you have to get right. From my perspective, and getting the balance of the side right is very important. So yeah, it's been a difficult process, but it's the first game, and we will give opportunities within the first 3 or 4 weeks, and we will rotate the squad during the course of the season, and we have to do that in order to make sure there's strong competition, everybody's pushing each other, and also keep players fresh. It's a long old season. It's a bruising and physical game. And when players get fatigued and tired, two things happen: they get injured or they lose their form, and we need to make sure we stay on top of that.
In terms of letting them just sort of battle it out, in terms of who you select, how do you go about it? Do you just sort of want them almost to just sort of impress in training in the pre-season games, or what do you go horses for courses? How do you actually make those decisions?
Well, it's all of those things really. I think opportunities is another factor, and when you think a player is good enough, they have to have opportunities as well. It worked to our benefit last year, particularly with our front row, where our front row was fresh throughout the course of the season, and we mixed and matched it well in that area. But at the end of the day, it's about winning rugby and balancing that winning philosophy and mentality with giving opportunities and keeping the squad fresh is part of a big part of the job.
An open side looks particularly fierce in terms of the battle for that number 7 shirt.
I think there's battles right across the field, and that's the great thing about this squad at the moment. There is a lot of competition for places.
Sale troubled you last season, probably up there was one of the worst performances of the season, but beating them down here wasn't easy either. Can you put your finger on why?
Oh, they're a good team. I mean, that's first and foremost. They're a good squad of players when you look at it on paper. They're as good as any team in the Premiership. But for whatever reasons, things didn't click for them at the start of the season. But certainly by the end of the season, they were starting to show some form, and they not want to experience that again. So they'll be very keen to kick off with a good start themselves. So we're expecting a real tough battle on Saturday.